Please recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me. So hands over your hearts, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remaining for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us to be here today, especially with the circumstances we are under at this time. Thank you for allowing all of the graduates to be recognized as originally planned, as this wouldn't be possible without your will. I pray over our community that amid this crisis, we will band together in trust, health, and encouragement. Lord, I pray that we take the phrase faith over fear and enhance it to the next level with no fear, only faith. We will apply it to all aspects of our lives, even if it's as simple as walking past someone in the grocery store and waving and praying they have a wonderful day, rather than fretting about keeping your distance. Lastly, I pray for all 544 graduates, that they let all of their light shine for the world to see. Furthermore, I pray that you guide them along their path to success, wherever it may lead them, and that they have their families' full support to fuel them. May the graduating class of 2020 always remember that you are our hope and strength, and that Jeremiah 29:11 reads, "For I know the plans and thoughts that I have for you, says the Lord, plans for peace and well-being and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope." In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
As our students are making their way back to their seats, you may be seated. And I want to say what a great job by JL, Michael, and our madrigals. Excellent job, excellent performance to start our program tonight. I want to welcome you all to the class of 2020 graduation commencement at Thompson High School. I'm Wesley Hester. I'm the principal, proud principal here at Thompson High School, and I want to thank you all for being here. It is absolutely a true blessing, and we are so fortunate to be here all together tonight to celebrate this amazing milestone in the lives of these young men and women who sit before me tonight. I want to thank you for your flexibility, for your patience, and for just your faith in believing in us, believing in everyone from Dr. Mackey and his staff at the state level, Dr. Vickers, our school board, everyone involved with planning and making this happen tonight, and your support for that, because this truly is a special night, and we could not have done that without your prayers and without your support. So thank you so much for that. Also, I want to thank several other groups of people tonight that are very important. And I'll start with our school board. Mr. Adam Mosley, who's on stage, our board president's here tonight. Mr. Derek Henderson, Dr. John Myrick, Ms. Misty Johnson, Mr. Mia, Alexander Williams. They are here tonight, and we are so thankful for their vision and their support, because they are everywhere in Alabaster City, and we are so thankful for them. Dr. Vickers and his central office staff, I want to thank them for their leadership and for their direction and their just continuous presence and support, not only in this last 2 months, but also throughout the time that these young people before me tonight have been at Thompson High School. They have done an amazing job. To our fellow principals, Mr. Brent Byers, Dr. Neely Woodley, Miss Michelle Brakefield, Miss Teresa Cole, thank you for the job that you do and all of your staff does to prepare our students as they enter high school to be ready to be as successful as this class has certainly been. To our THS faculty and staff, thank you for pouring everything into these young people and for preparing them for what's next in life, for getting them college and career ready, truly. And almost every single one of these students tonight are certainly college and career ready, and I thank you for that. To our student services team, our administrative team, thank you for your guidance, your leadership, your hard work, your dedication, and everything that you do to help these students be successful. Maintenance, custodial staff, CNP, bus drivers, you name it. All of our ACF staff members have poured their hearts into these young people and have created an opportunity for them to be here tonight to celebrate in their amazing accomplishments. To our city leaders and workers, pastors, ministers, churches, youth coaches, our neighbors, our friends, all of you have poured so much into the lives of these young people, and you have set a standard for them to follow. And of course, last but not least, our parents and our families, aunts, uncles, grandparents, brothers, sisters, all of you should be very proud of this group of graduates here tonight, because you certainly have made a difference. And you have made our lives easier in Alabaster City Schools and as at Thompson High School in working with them and helping them, because it's always great to have excellent partnerships with our family members and our parents. To the class of 2020, this is your night, and you should celebrate this and be very proud of your amazing accomplishments and all of your success. You have left a legacy that is everlasting. And don't forget that. Don't forget ever what you have done in laying the foundation of excellence for those to follow you at Thompson High School. Your legacy is certainly powerful. Your accomplishments, and I talked to our students earlier today about this, but we look at Thompson High School in 4 different phases: academics, athletics, the arts, and our academies. And in each and every one of those areas, from helping our school to be one of the best high schools in the state of Alabama based on the U.S. News and World Report, to athletics with the championships that this class has been a part of at all levels, to our performing arts, which is second to none in every phase, and to our academies, who helps so many of our young people to become career ready, not just college ready, but career ready. This class has been a leader of excellence and has created Thompson High School to be successful in all of those areas. And you have, class of 2020, you have transformed Thompson High School truly into Thompson University. So again, I want to welcome everyone tonight. Thank you for joining us here in person. Thank you for joining us at home on one of our live stream platforms as we celebrate this very special milestone tonight in the lives of our graduates and all of their amazing accomplishments. We will celebrate with everyone tonight. So thank you again. I hope you enjoy the program. Go Warriors, and God bless. At this time, I will now introduce our superintendent, Dr. Wayne Vickers. I'll invite him to the podium for his remarks. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm honored to be a part of the commencement exercises for the Thompson High School class of 2020. Allow me to begin by acknowledging members of the Board of Education, Dr. Wesley Hester, and the entire faculty and staff of Alabaster City Schools. I'd like to recognize all the parents, volunteers, family members, and friends who've made positive contributions to our system over the past school year, and especially those who have given so much of their time and efforts in the past 2 months. To the Thompson High School class of 2020, welcome home. When we left school on the afternoon of Friday, March 13, we had no idea that the next time we would convene together would be at this ceremony. The events of the past 2 months have forever changed our world, nation, state, community, and school. Your perseverance and patience during those uncertain times will become part of your framework for life that awaits you beyond this ceremony tonight. I can assure you that throughout our time away, my team and I have worked diligently to make this day a reality. When it became evident that we could not return to school, we began working on a modified graduation plan for the summer months with, at times, no hope at all. Along the way, dedicated teachers continued connecting with you via Google Classroom, Zoom, and printed correspondence, providing guidance and resources to prepare you for the next level. A team gathered in early April to devise a way to show you just how much we missed you, and thus our Be the Light video was born. On the very day that our parade of graduates would have taken place, we honored all 544 of you with personalized signs that became the talk of our community. When we received a glimmer of hope from Governor Ivey on May 8th, our team assembled literally within minutes and began planning for cap and gown pickup, which became a wonderful drive-through party and celebration on May 15th. And then, with the help and careful guidance of the governor and Dr. Mackey, we immediately began work on this socially distanced graduation ceremony which unites us today. All along, you were our reason. You and your families missed out on so many things beyond anyone's control, but not even a global pandemic could deprive you of this moment. I congratulate you on the completion of a successful high school career. All of us, those in attendance and those watching from home, are proud of your success along the journey to young adulthood. You made it through 13 years of bell schedules, exams, rules, and procedures. You made it through distance learning, Google Meets, shortened athletic seasons. You've been denied your moment on the stage in a concert or a play or seniors honor night, yet you are here tonight, ready to face the world that awaits you. While you may feel that these years and months have crept by, I can assure you that your parents and family members feel like they've passed in a blink of an eye. Even though I'm sure you've spent quite a bit of time sequestered together in the past weeks. In the years ahead, you may not remember the details of this unique, socially distant ceremony, but I know you'll remember the family and friends who shared this day with you. They've missed out on final moments and experiences with you as well. Please take a moment, graduates, and express your appreciation to your parents and family through applause. You aren't simply another graduating class. You are the first group who've enjoyed a complete secondary experience under Alabaster City Schools. When we began in 2013, our tagline read, and still reads, "Champions of our future." You made that tagline a reality in all areas: academics, the arts, athletics, and extracurricular activities. 5 state championships this year alone, and we're poised for others with spring sports. 90% of you are leaving college and career ready. Over 1,361 college credit hours are already in the bank for so many of you. And 215 of you have earned career-ready industry credentials. This class has risen to the occasion and has put Thompson High School on the map like none before. you enter college, the workforce, or serve our country, I'd be willing to bet that most of you will no longer have to explain where Thompson is located. You've made us the talk of our region, state, and nation. And now, members of the class of 2020, your next stage of life begins. After the celebrations, trips, and perhaps your last carefree summer vacation, practicing good social distancing, of course, some of you will go on to pursue higher education, some will attend technical schools or enter the workforce, while others will serve our country. These immediate plans will prepare you for the years ahead. From this point forward, each day the choices you make will determine your success and satisfaction. Make good choices every day. Carefully consider your social network and how you want others to perceive you. As you leave this campus for the final time, always remember that you're a valued member of the Thompson Warrior family. As you celebrate future milestones and accomplishments, never forget your journey through the halls of 1921 Warrior Parkway, the Friday nights on this very field, and the friendships you've made along the way. May the memories of your days between the hills inspire you, but your best days be yet to come. In 2007, the University of Alabama President Dr. Robert Witt presented a strategic plan that would transform their campus. Learning, facilities, and growth was the theme. He spoke of trees they did not plant and programs they did not initiate. Class of 2020, you have planted trees. You sit among facilities we built, made music that you helped to create, and enjoyed programs you inspired us to initiate. The responsibility is now yours to provide for the future. While you will not enjoy the shade of those trees, you can take pride in knowing you've established foundations, traditions, and support for younger generations. You will always be a Thompson Warrior and will always be Warrior Strong. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We can't wait to see what your future holds. Thank you, and God bless.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nick Lowry, and I'm the senior class president here at Thompson High School. I want to start by saying how much of an honor it is to represent a class that has truly personified the idea of perseverance. This class has individually overcome something that no other class has had to in the past. Our biggest concern started out as nothing more than getting our cards moved from green to red in elementary school, and then getting silent lunch in intermediate. As we entered middle school, ISD and puberty were the two worst things that could happen to us. And then high school came around. We stressed over tests, like math tests, English tests, and even drug tests. We moved schools, took harder classes, dropped some, but we never stopped moving forward. We had our sights set on this moment. The moment when we threw our hats in the air and it would all be worth it. Who knew that the point we had all waited for, the point that made all of it worth it, would not happen as we had dreamt? All those days cooped up in our houses, waiting for good news to come, while the news screamed back at us that it would not come, and that our year was over. But we do not listen to those who shoot us down, because we are here now. We are all united, and we are stronger than ever before. I want to thank the administration for making this moment possible and for pushing us to be the best people, not just students, but people that we can be. I want to thank the school board for trying to hold our traditions together, whether it be our parade of graduates or even just this alternate graduation. They have worked tirelessly to make this commencement as sentimental as possible. I want to thank our teachers who have worked countless hours in order to shape a class of students into warriors. And I want to thank my classmates With 544 of us, sometimes it's easy to get lost in the masses. But this class never stopped trying to make a name for themselves. Whether they had been at Thompson for 1 year or 12, we all share talent of being noticed. And above all, I want to thank God, not only for giving me an opportunity to speak for my class, but for giving my class an opportunity to speak for themselves. So thank you all, from Dr. Hester and Dr. Vickers, to teachers like Miss Brown, Miss T, and Mr. Furman, and to friends like Tate Williams, Zachary Dodson, and Cy Garrett, for making the last 12 years of my life the most memorable and interesting years I'll probably ever see. We have spent a total of 114 months from kindergarten until February of this year in school, and a whopping 3 that were affected by coronavirus. That is 2.6% of our grade school experience that did not happen. So I'm going to do my best to focus on the memories from those 114 months rather than on the unpredictability of the past 3. So allow me to take you on a jog through memory lane. A long, long, long time ago, when we were all just wee lads frolicking through the halls of elementary school, we absolutely lived for field day. Whether it was a ploy to tucker us out or not, it was the greatest day of our lives, besides the Boosterthon fun run, of course. The week leading up to it, we would buy those little rocket things and put wagers on how many laps we would run. And if we tried to do it now, it'd just be Jace running circles around everybody, which I guess he did back then too, we just didn't care. We were carefree. One thing we wouldn't take for granted now would be nap time. If only it was senior year instead of kindergarten. Intermediate school came around and we were all scared of the big 6th graders. Creekview and Meadowview met, we made new friends. We went to the book fair and we made our grandparents spend like $40 on a Guinness World Record book. And we always went hard at recess. If you weren't sweating afterwards, then you weren't doing it right. The only downside was we only got like the 2 count at the water fountain, so we were constantly parched. When we became the big dogs in 6th grade, PE was incredible. We got to play dodgeball. I mean, come on. Wigwams, Braves, and Dreamcatchers had the greatest feud in the history of mankind. And if we're being honest, Wigwams always came out on top. In middle school, we started to get more freedom. Chewing gum was still the 8th deadly sin, but we could live with that if we could go to the bathroom alone. Then came freshman year, the mother load. We had no clue what to do at pep rallies, and we sat at top of the student section. We heard legends of the dreaded ACT, but were more worried about seniors than any standardized test. Sophomore year came in a flash. We got better at the chants and began to inch our way down at the student section. We took a huge step of freedom because we could all drive, except for the fact that we had to park at Warrior Park and walk over to the old high school. It was a sacrifice we were willing to make. It didn't last forever because we moved to this grand campus. The only outside time we got was in the courtyard, and we dreamt of the old school. Junior year came. We had learned to enjoy the new school, except we didn't really enjoy the ACT and AP classes. We were so close to senior year, we could almost taste it. We painted our cars, dressed in black, and were ready to take on the world. We dominated in sports, band, the arts, and pretty much every field imaginable. We went to state several times and won. We just kept winning. The whole state knew our name. Even spring teams were dominating when our seasons ended. We were unstoppable. Many people have wondered what happens when an unstoppable force like us meets an immovable object. And I thought that question had been answered this past March, because we had been stopped. But now that I think about it, we can't be stopped by some immutable thing. We can only stop ourselves. As I mentioned before, this class has been through a lot, but I'm not just referencing the pandemic. We have been through tribulations much more personal than that of a pandemic. Why should we let a worldwide event that just happened to be during our graduation year stop us? We have all been through things much more scarring. We've lost friends, relatives, friendships have disappeared, relationships have gone down in flames, parents have divorced, family pets have passed, but we are all still here, and we are all still fighting. No matter what Lucifer has up his sleeve, we have never stopped being warriors. It seems that since this pandemic is so universal, everyone's entitled to a little bit of complaint and a little bit of sorrow. And the class of 2020 has a particularly strong spotlight on it. They expect us to cry and run because we had to finish our year in an unorthodox way. But why would we? We never asked for pity when adversity struck us and everyone else was living their lives like normal. And all you can do is think about is that one thing. The entire world did not throw a party on Facebook and a parade through neighborhoods. They looked at you and said, "You've got to learn to live with it." If anything, this bit of adversity should be a walk in the park for us. It is just another bump in the road, a blip in the story of this class. Why would we want to be remembered as the class who graduated during a pandemic when we could be the class that overcame it? So when we all part ways, be more than a class of pity and anguish. Be a class of resilient risk takers. And above all, be a class of warriors. Thank you, and I hope you all have a very blessed life. You deserve it.
Hi guys, I agree with everything that Nick said, except that dream catchers were superior. But my name is Madison, and I am Thompson's valedictorian. So I know that this is not our ideal situation. However, the alternative would have been to just completely eradicate a graduation ceremony altogether. And I'm proud to say that we have adapted to our unfortunate situation. But we've adapted as warriors, and we've curated this immaculate experience that highlights each and every one of us. I would like for us to be remembered as the class of 2020 that persevered through these less than optimal events, rather than just the class that kind of gave up. So our education has been furthered through the unending support of the THS faculty and staff. I am proud to be considered a future, but now former student of THS, and I am specifically thankful for the math and science departments. These teachers, all teachers, have better helped to cater my education for me, and these teachers such as Paul Furman, Beth Ranillo, Joshua Kofelt, Megan Blackman, and Josh Elliott have largely impacted my decision to continue my education into environmental engineering and chemistry. I appreciate every teacher that I have had the opportunity to be a student of. These teachers do not only provide immaculate classroom worlds, but they also provide a huge support system for everyone, emotionally and mentally. A lot of my teachers have been there for me when I have been through some hard times with such bullies or just sometimes being a little stressed out. They've been there when I just needed a cup of tea, Miss P, or when I was really down and they just kind of checked me back into reality. I know that many of us have been bullied, whether that be in the tangible world or the cyber world. And I'm proud to say that from external help, I've overcome it, and I hope that many of you have as well. I've become immensely stronger due to these resources, and I'm proud of my struggles with time management, social activities, and academics because they have made me into the person I am today, and I'm sure all of you as well. I'll be the first to say that I'm not proud of some of the way I've acted in some situations in years past, but I am proud of how I've become a completely different person from the beginning of high school to now. I'm thankful for the growth that THS has allowed for me to achieve while I was there. The relationships that I've made are unprecedented in my personal life and hopefully many of theirs. I'll forever be grateful for those that have matched my support and been there for me during high school. I am immensely proud of my fellow valedictorians and graduates, especially my personal support system of Jesse Shirley, Aaron Unger, Harrison Edwards, Bailey Plum, and my girlfriend, Piper Higgins. But, as some of you know, I have 26 pets, which is kind of a lot. But I do love them dearly, but the time it takes to take care of them and balance all of my other responsibilities can be overwhelming at times. But I'm thankful that my parents have instilled a sense of urgency around time management and hard work into me at an early age. I've been responsible for getting myself up and ready for school since elementary school, and I've been in charge of my own appointments and my schedule for as long as I can remember. My parents ensured that I would be independent when necessary, and I'm thankful for that. The balance of time and mental health is delicate and a bit staggering, but the struggle has made me, and I'm sure all of you, a much better person that can understand the importance of education. However, further education is not necessary for every student, but it is amazing that we can appreciate the education that we've gotten at THS. The fact that not all of us need further education is wonderful because it emphasizes our differences as individuals, but our necessity to work together as a species to successfully congregate and thrive as a community. While I am proud to be ranked number 1, and I am proud of my GPA, these numbers do not affect us in reality. Years from now, when we are all on our separate paths, whether that be in the military or just workforce or an engineer, a research scientist, or whatever profession we choose, our ranks and high school GPA will be a minuscule detail in our past. I am confident that the class of 2020 will be successful, and we can conquer whatever is thrown at us. I am most proud of the connections to amazing humans that I have created during my time at THS. Thank you, THS, for the unwavering support and aid in my education. Thank you, Dr. Hester, for ensuring that every need of the students is addressed. And thank you to all faculty and staff and members of the ACS Board of Education for providing responses to my weird emails at odd hours, or when I fall asleep and continue to post on the Google Classroom. Looking at you, Mr. Legrone, it may not be my COVID-19, but it is, or at least was, my school. Congratulations, everyone.
At this time, it's my great honor to introduce our guest speaker tonight. Dr. Eric Mackey currently serves as the State Superintendent of Education. He served in that capacity since 2018. Prior to serving as State Superintendent of Education, he served as the Executive Director of the School Superintendents of Alabama. He was also Superintendent of Jacksonville City School System. He's also served in the Jacksonville School System as Assistant Principal and Principal. He holds a bachelor's degree from Jacksonville State and a master's, EDS, and a doctoral degree from the University of Alabama. Throughout his career, Dr. Mackey has been an advocate for increased rigor in advanced high school courses as well as challenging elementary and middle school courses that prepare students for high school. He believes schools must transform from an industrial model to one more in tune to the information age, a model that is both challenging and highly interesting for students. He is also very engaged in his community. He serves as the president of the Montgomery Rotary Club, and he also is a teacher at Woodland United Methodist Church. He and his wife, Robin, have 3 sons. He has been a 20-year close friend of mine, and I'd like for us to welcome the State Superintendent of Education for Alabama, Dr. Eric Mackey.
It is good to be here tonight. And I'm glad to announce to you that your guest speaker will be your shortest speaker. You've had some great speeches already tonight. I do want to say a big thank you to Dr. Hester and to Dr. Vickers for the invitation. And to President Lowry, I also did not lose hope in this graduation. It was last September when I was up here for another event on this very campus, and Dr. Vickers extended the invitation to speak at graduation. I think at the time we didn't even know, he knew the day, but like he said, we got to go back and make sure we have the right day. I had to check my calendar. Within a couple of days, I said, yes, I would love to be there. I put it on the calendar. And I will tell you, on March 13th, I was about ready to mark it off the calendar because I didn't think we would be here either. But I did not mark it off the calendar. And when he called back on May the 9th and said, do you still have our graduation night down? I said, yes, I do. And he said, can you still come? It's going to be a lot different than what we had planned at Bartow Arena, but can you still come to graduation? And so, graduates, I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you this evening. A big graduating class. I understand that you have earned together $16 million in scholarships. Yeah, huge. I was standing on the sidelines. I think Dr. Vickers almost tackled, would have broken my neck at Super 7 just earlier this year, this school year. Great time to be around good people. And I've been following all that's going on here since really came up and toured the schools, this facility before it was even open. And as the president of your class has said tonight, you've been through a lot. So he recounted all the good things that have happened through the years, and even in these last few months, some challenging things. All of you have been introduced to, whether you read it or not, a classical book that starts, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. And many people think these are the worst of times. But I would challenge you that for a graduate, these are the best of times. You have an opportunity to change the world, and we need people to change the world now. We need you to be researchers and doctors and nurses. We need you to be teachers. We need you to build houses. We need you to do all the jobs that our country has to have to stay strong. And we need you most of all during a time of darkness when a lot of people think it is the worst of times. But it's not the worst of times to be graduating. It is the best of times. Many of you probably know this quick story. It's about 500 years ago that a great plague spread across Europe and across the world, the bubonic plague, and there were actually multiple outbreaks of the plague. But during one such plague, a young college student that you know is Sir Isaac Newton. At the time, he was not Sir Isaac Newton. He was just Isaac. He had to go home because they closed school down because of a plague. And during the time that he was home, he began to first think about gravity and what became for us the laws of physics, upon which so much of what we know and believe and what you've been learning in school the last several years is based. It was the worst of times for the world. Don't downplay that. Almost a third of the world's population passed away in the plague. But it was also the best of times because people like Isaac Newton took the opportunity to change the world. Now, we're in the middle of another outbreak, a pandemic, not as bad, it's bad enough, but not as bad as the plague, thank goodness. A third of the world's population will not pass away. But we will lose lives, and all of you know that. And we are sad at the loss of each life, and we are sad at the loss of each sickness. But we will come out on the other side stronger than we've ever been before, with new answers to disease, with people like you who will change the world. It was the best of times and it was the worst of times, but I challenge you again, it is the best of times to be graduating. We need people to change the world. Now is your opportunity. Do not lose the opportunity. Do not drop the ball, but carry it across the goal line and be world changers. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mackey, for that very inspirational message. Again, we're very blessed to have him here with us tonight as our speaker. Well, we're at the moment that a lot of us have been waiting for. So we're now ready for the presentation of the diplomas, even though tonight it will be a little different because our graduates already have their diploma covers with them, but they will have an opportunity to walk across the stage, get a picture made, and make a very special moment and to cap off their educational career at the secondary level, and we are very excited about that. So I will now turn the program over to Mr. Ferris, who will be reading the names, and we will move forward with presentation of diplomas. Thank you.
Good evening. Out of respect for all the graduates and their family members, we request that you please hold your applause until all names have been called. This keeps the ceremony moving smoothly and ensures that each graduate receives their time of recognition. All of you are here this evening to hear that one special name, and our seniors are graduating as a class. Please help us recognize them after all their names have been called. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to announce the Thompson High School graduating class of 2020. Madison McSweeney. Zachary Bryant Dodson. Sydney Lee Dunaway. Piper Claire Higgins. Alan Clark Wilson. Napasawan Temperton. Harrison Mungway Edwards. Bailey Amanda Ann Plum. Julianne Elizabeth Knight. Brianna Nicole Roper. Nicholas Richard Lowry. Abby Cole Wilson. Jessica Lynn Shirley. Jaden Alexander Sims. Dominique Camille Chapman. Melanie Twee Wynn. Jessica Marie Edwards. Sinisa Jaden Graber. Caleb Benjamin Farmer. Feng Kung. Kara Marie Giles. Brenley Elise Payne. Aaron Reed Unger. Hannah Claire Homan. Emma Grace Heron. Jared Benjamin Fisher. Caleb Price Martin. Adriana Elizabeth Roberts. Alyssa Brookann O'Rear. Abigail Virginia Canaday. Carson Rhett Youngblood. Abigail Grace Kellogg. Isabella Grace Lazito. Kylie Christian Williams. Kenan Emil Hall. Abby Elizabeth Bowen. Sherry Nicole Stanley. Jael Janae Johnson. Darius Ryan Mobley. Tiffany Alvarado Resendez. Nicole Lee Nowak. Adeline Grace Lee. Jalen Alexandria Clayton. Cheney Jacade Johnson. Aaron Ray Heimbach. Kinsley Ann Sabo. Taryn Lee Edwards. Thomas Cole Edwards. Emma Catherine Huner. Din Nguyen. Abigail Rose Malcove. Erin Kate Long. Dylan Kyle Abbott. Sarah Suzanne Sturdivant. Anna Catherine Bice. Elizabeth Annette Sutton. Olivia Nicole Lovett. Savannah Joy Rakestraw. Avery McKenna Folks. Catherine Juliette Fagan. Julia Lynn Kiefer. Brian Alexander Mobley. Emily Margaret Dunn. Melody Hope McCaw. Rebecca Gates Mosley. Juanita Angarita Perez. Zoe Vale Casey. Paola Marquez Valdez. Gracelyn Helen Noss. Simon Russell Schusler. Yvonne Nemo Moai. Caitlin Ann Riker. Kalia Ayana Williams. Hope Renee Smith. Micah Neal Layton. Lauren Jean Cabanis. Lucas Thomas. Noah Edward Tanner. Tyler Anderson West. Frances Pauline Green. Montserrat Lopez Mejia. Holly Grace Stokesbury. Emily Janice Allen. Shannon Christine Sturgill. Meredith Ashton Rasp. Skylar Renee Lloyd. Kobe Amaya Reed. Abby Grace Walker. Chloe Alexandria Sims. Anna Prinzi Marie Coaches. Peyton Gabrielle Scalisi. Kaylee Lachey Myrick. Molly Catherine Willis. Macy Alexandra Hastings. James Nunley Mosley IV. Jace Garrison Jones. Jenna Lee House. Maggie Jo O'Neill. Brock Johnson Stapleton. Zachary Edward Fussell. Ivy Elizabeth Peoples. Cameron Hunter DeCord. Lindsay Kerrigan Folks. James Randall Willis. Lucas Holden Lamar. Catherine Nicole Norton. Skylar Ann McClellan. Alexandria Ann Meyer. Jennifer Angel Pineda. Nikita Maria Hines. Avery Lewis Zhao. Matthew William Downs. Isabel Ruth Goolsby. Sydney McKenna Harris. Sean Landon Sample. Abigail Grace Dewall. Blakely Jordan Chanel. Natalie Lauren Waits. Evan Christopher McGuire. Hannah Grace Casey. Kaylee Ann McCarthy. Ethan Lamar Harrell. Abigail Elizabeth Olaf. Allison Isabel Wass. Shelby Ree Rollo. Aubrey Kate Smith. John Preston Lowry. Thomas Myers Damsgaard. Kaylee Brooke Jones. Adrian Marie Nally. Hannah Michelle Ziegler. Hannah Elizabeth Robinson. Sawyer Douglas Pate. Emily Giselle Diaz. Jennifer Acosta Barrera. Catherine Anderson Evans. Victoria Nicole Wells. Jana Pauline Killingsworth. Samantha Gail Stewart. Kenya Hernandez Valderomos. William Boyd Woodall III. Sarah Catherine Hagans. Caroline Nell Simmons. Jalen Nicole Click. Cesar Hurtado. Kennedy Nicole Bass. Madison Elizabeth Waldrop. Julius Isaiah Bray. Jasmine Nicole Madison. Joseph Alexander Thompson. Gavin Dodson Smith. Sebastian Andrew Dom. Allison Lindsay Waits. Rachel Brianna Crandall. Landon Thomas Walkenfuss. Jennings Lee Snow. Haley Renee Brown. Andrew Joseph Olaf. Kennedy Lee Foote. Brianna Michelle Dixon Bramlett. Julian Grace Baker. William Alexander Ward. Jamison Nathaniel Bice. Rayleigh Elizabeth Woodall. Massey Jones III. Riley Ann Stoneback. Abigail Lane Spates. Cruson Elizabeth Heller. Brianna Christine Brown. Jada Danielle Cooper. Julian Amber Holsey. Andrew Leon Barber III. Margaret Ann Keller. Danielle Marie Minon Pineda. Wyatt Hogg Swanner. Abril Garza Torres. Joshua Payton Reed. Kaylee Alea Abram. Madison Michelle Addington. Jordan Tyler Addison. Cardell Tremont Alexander. Eric Scott Amonto. Emily Ruby Aparicio. Jacqueline Arceo. Oscar Argona Sr. Ethan Thomas Averett. Mitchell Nolan Bailey. Linda Milagros Bajaras Hames. Brian Kimo Barcoma. Litzy Yared Barragan Rojas. Eric Louise Bazan. Kimberly Bejarano Recon. Grant Miller Bennett. Sarah Elise Bennett. John Allen Basir. Montarius Jashawn Bishop. Jacob Reuben Boone. Tristan Nicholas Bourgeois. Jayla Amaya Bowers. Allison Grace Brasher. Aubrey D. Brasher. Stephen Ryan Brake. Trayvon Heath Briggs. Alexia Rochelle Brotherton. William Anthony Browder. Clyde James Brown. Courtney Jade Brown. Curtis Jermaine Brown. Adriana Danielle Bryant. Nakia Nicole Bryant. And Elise Devine Buckland. Matthew Caleb Bunn. Carson Travis Burks. Sean Thomas Bustamante. Michael Caleb Bird. Emilia Cardero Catona. Taylor Adams Campbell. Chelsea Lynn Carden. Fernando Amador Castillo. Logan Michael Cadell. Logan Michael Cottle. Abigail Diana Causey. William Blake Chasson. Ashley Nicole Chappell. Peyton Lee Charles. Jasmine Rebecca Claup. Taylor Mackenzie Montana Clark. Jeriana Christian Cohill. Kyla Antoinette Coleman Grisham. Hiram Enrique Colin Miranda. David Henry Conlon. Rustin Brooks Kahn. Montage Dupree Cook. Robin Carroll Cook. Aubrey Brent Copes. Delia Taylor Cordova. Austin Jacob Crutchfield. Christopher Emmanuel Davalos. Tyree Twazi Davis. Shasha Cruz Davison. Miriam De Jesus Bernabe. Miranda Elaine Dean. Felix de los Santos Gonzalez. Adriana Dempsey. Brian Diaz. Makai Jakari Dembo. Tierra Destiny Dollarson. Thomas Duran Cota Jr. Katie Duran Gutierrez. Brienne Tatiana Ellers. Christian Amari Ellison. Diamond Maria Elmore. DeAndre Jordan Epps. Matthew Caleb Lee Eubank. Jada Rain Evans. Taylor Ann Tungavailoa Fabi. Gabriel Hunter Fitzgerald. Carolina Yamilet Flores Medina. Savannah Michelle Force. Sarah Lynn Frazier. Connor Lane Fulford. Russell Alexander Furlong. Jamel Samuel Gators. Emmanuel Galvez Gutierrez. Cy Anderson Garrett. Kaysen Lynn Garriott. Enrique Garza Acosta. Alyssa Jordan Gentry. Ivy Joe Gerald. Emma Caroline Gilbert. Jacob William Gillespie. Kristen Drew Godfrey. Diego Gomez. Ishmael Gonzalez. Eric Norberto Gonzalez Ruiz. Kalia Nicole Grant. Raven Alexandria Grant. Gavin Nathaniel Gray. Deontay Dwayne Hall. Gavin Milton Hall. Jasmine LaCroix Hall. Taylor Nicole Helm. Virginia Grace Harwell. Devontae Lanier Hassel. Anshanti Danielle Hatch. Jacoby Martez Hatch. Ava Elizabeth Hayes. Melody Faith Haney. Jacob Osborne Heller. Kiana Hamadi. Ariel Raven Henderson. Robin Marie Harold. Allison Naomi Hernandez. Amy Hernandez Castillo. Deanara Hernandez Palma. Brenda Hernandez Tenya. Alicia Hernandez. Cecilia Herrera Lopez. Carson Jennings Hobbs. Zakiria Bernicia Holyfield. Travis Charles Hopperhaus. Grace Ellen Horan. Jackson Daniel Horton. Tyler Mikhail Houston. Kristen Matasia Howard. Tyree Chardre Howard. Michaela Adair Hustler. Elizabeth Riley Ingram. Tyara Lachey Irvin. Logan Samuel Irwin. Michael Anthony Jackson Jr. Armando Jimenez. Dorian Deshaun Jones. Jacoby Saquon Jones. Justice Simone Jones. Parker Lee Jordan. Guadalupe Elizabeth Juarez Dominguez. Justin Jamal Kelly. Joseph Carroll Kelly IV. Caitlin Lauren Kendrick. Brian Macharia Kabui. Nicholas Amari Kilburn. Esther Wambui Kimani. Eden Melissa Kittrell. Saxon York Clinner. Brianna Michelle Kyle. Ethan Andrew Landavazo. William Braden Lawley. Heather Lynn Lawrence. Ashley Kaylin Limley. Natalia Grace Levasseur. Jalen Malik Lewis. Deshaun Jamel Lilly. Zachary David Littleton. Seth Anthony Livingston. Carly Ray Logan. Yasmin Lopez. Pablo Lopez Hernandez. Will Lopez. Faith Alexandra Larino. Peyton Alexis Lovett. Brent Michael Loudon. Dalton Kane Lucas. Casey Lynn Lester. Ala Lutfi. Dylan Lee Lyles. Cameron Lane Madden. Jacoby Keyshawn Maddox. Troy Stephen Meharry. Devandus Malik Mahone. Adriana Gomez Manzano. Hannah Grace Martina. Michelle Martinez Lopez. Macon John Marty. Alexander Carey Massey. Juan Carlos Mateo Sanchez. Caitlin Rose Matherly. Owen Luke May. Robert Cole McLean. Cameron Blake McClinton. Natalie Marie Carter McCoy. Reginald Dale McCrae II. Alden Gage McDaniel. Jordan Taylor McGraw. Malachi Wilson McIntosh. Cody Hunter Ray McKeown. Brianna Alexis McLeod. Marquise Latrell McNeil. Joshua Dean Mayman. Jatavius O'Neill Melton. Timothy Blake Mills. Joseph Elijah Mitchell. Brian Moctezuma Acosta. Gabrielle Nicole Moore. Maria Luna Mora Velasquez. Emily Morales Molina. Ashley Nicole Morales Pineda. Brittany Ann Morrow. Jaden Dwayne Moats. Mackenzie Collins Monroe. Marshall James Murner. Avion Statina Miles. Christian Michael Nichols. Caleb Christian Nielsen. Giordani Benitez. Peyton Lane Oden. Emmanuel Jamal Oliver. Trey Scott Paget. Jonathan Francis Page. Alejandra Nicola Pappas. Riley Renee Parker. Stephen Lucas Pierce. Matthew Joseph Pennington. Terry Austin Pennington. Jaslyn Monique Peoples. David Alejandro Perez. Ashanti Dwayne Perry. Michael Terrell Petway. Evan Graham Phillips. Jaslyn Victoria Pittman. Carlo Maurice Plott. Jacob Judson Polk. Harrison Keith Poplin. Shawanda Portelio. Zachary Tristan Rains. Osiris Ramirez Mondragon Jr. Guadalupe Ramirez Rodriguez. Emily Michelle Ramsey. Isabella Inez Ratliff. Natalie Joanne Reach. Aiden Cole Reeves. Carla Michelle Racinos. Shaquem Senti Richard. Allison Grace Riley. Alexa Rojas Baron. Mildred Roa Catalan. Jamie Nicole Roberts. Joshua Grayson Roberts. David Carson Rocket. Owen Riley Roden. Juliana Nelia Baniel Rodriguez. Jorgen Rodriguez. Diana Amelia Rodriguez Hernandez. Gracia Rodriguez Jaimez. Christopher Manuel Rodriguez Hobel. Jalen Rosa Campos. Hannah Nicole Ross. Nathan Eli Ruha. Alex Ruiz. Darrell Jerome Russell Jr. Reagan Thomas Russell. Wendy Yaneli Salas Para. Zachary Thomas Salter. DeAnthony Dupree Sanderfer. Jax Harrison Show. James Adam Self. Nathan Campbell Self. Ian Michael Slusher. Asher Wilson Smith. Dylan Chase Smith. Jasmine Nicole Smith. Peyton Lamar Smith. Sean Michael Smith. Christian Julian Solito. Juliana Soto. Mazario Ahmad Spigner. Shelby Marie Stafford. Emily Victoria Steen. Alvin Antonio Stewart II. Jenna Grace Stobert. Savannah Lynn Strickland. Casey Alyssa Sullivan. Warren Bradley Thompson. Brian Tremaine Thrash Jr. Taylor Breon Thrash. Kimberly Abigail Torres Hernandez. Zachary Ryan Townsend. Bryson Matthew Turner. Damien O'Shea Ubo. Elias Valencia Garza. Elias Valencia Garcia. Dalen Keyshawn Vassar. Leah Ruth Velasquez. Karen Velasquez Reyes. Nathan Samuel Vera. Jose Villanueva. Anna Laura Bani. William Henry Weiss. Mary Wajiro Wahinya. Chandler Allen Walker. Christopher Dylan Walker. Chastity Alexandria Ward. Rashard Uriah Watts. Callie Jane Welb. Merlin Anthony Whaley. Michael Shane Wheeler. D'Angelo Cortez Williams. Devin Alexander Williams. Harper Lee Williams. Javion Nigel Williams. Stephanie Jade Williams. Tate Andrew Williams. Tyjavis Maroon Williams. Travis Isaiah Wilson. John David Winton Jr. Julian Alexander Woods. London Taylor Woolley. Kenneth Brunson Wright II. Nicholas Carson Wright. Harold Daniel Young IV. Cynthia Zavala Castro. At this time, let's please congratulate our graduates.
As our final graduates are making their way back to their seats, I must say thank you and great job to Dr. Vickers for his remarks, and also to Nick and Madison for outstanding speeches. Great job. And also to Mr. Daniel Ferris, does a fine job with announcing all of those names. Trust me, that is not an easy task, and we appreciate the job that he does with that. Class of 2020, it is time. Please rise. With the power invested in me by Kay Ivey, Governor of the State of Alabama, Dr. Eric Mackey, State Superintendent of Education, Dr. Wayne Vickers, Alabaster City Schools Superintendent, I now pronounce the Class of 2020 students. You are now graduates of Thompson High School. Please move your tassel to the left. Congratulations. graduates, please be making your way into the recessional lines, off the field, and up the stairwells into your vehicles. Family, please rejoin your graduates off campus for celebrations. Thank you.